Hello, I'm Eric Roby.
And I'm Kristin Lagana. Welcome to Anne Arundel County's Week in Review. By now, we hope your power is back on and that you've tricked and you've treated. On this episode, we'll preview 2 events this month for our veterans, and we'll tell you how the holiday season is kicking off. But first, making headlines. Hurricane Sandy blew through town this week, of course, and we've made it to the other side in pretty good shape. The storm ended up slamming into New York City and hitting us with more of a nasty storm that had more bark than bite. Some folks are still without power in Anne Arundel County, but about 50,000 homes were out at the height of the hurricane, and most have been restored. Now, that's not to say the storm was harmless. 74-year-old Pasadena resident, and I do hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Donald Canada was killed when a tree crashed into his home. As many as 22 roads were closed and 11 were partially closed. There was a lot of flooding, and most activities and offices were closed for 2 days. Some areas were hit pretty hard. Here's a photo of the traffic circle in Lothian along Route 2 that was closed for quite a while. We want to send our condolences to Mr. Kanada's family and our thanks to the police, firefighters, paramedics, and utility crews out there trying to help us get through this storm. We also want to thank the dozens of people who spent the whole time here in the Emergency Operations Center in Glen Burnie. They weren't all county employees either. Many were volunteers who helped answer the phones. Some of you watched our first live show ever, which between Monday and Tuesday was about 6 hours of Erik and myself and a challenging 12 hours for Erik. We want to thank everyone for helping out, especially Mike Hannon and Dale Boyer for setting everything up and coming into the studio. We do have more details on some of the damages from the storm.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have more damages, Kristin. Out of 406 calls for service, 186 of those calls were directly storm-related. We had the tragedy in Pasadena, and we also had a contractor killed by a falling tree the day after the storm. Several cases of stranded cars from flooding, and that was in the western part of the county. And Division Chief Michael Cox of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department is going to join us right now with more information on those incidences. Chief.
Hurricane Sandy, like many other man-made or natural disasters, poses numerous challenges to residents as well as emergency responders. In fact, firefighters answered a host of storm-related calls, including numerous calls involving downed trees that caused severe damage in the area. 3 of these incidents caused tremendous damage to 2 homes and were directly responsible for 2 deaths. In the first incident, 5 people narrowly escaped injury when a large tree fell through and destroyed a home on Maple Road West in the Linthicum area of the county around 10:30 a.m. on Monday morning, October 29th. In this case, the tree also pulled down energized power lines, trapping the occupants in the home until firefighters determined they could safely exit. In a second incident, a 74-year-old Pasadena resident was killed when a large tree crashed through the roof of his home in the 7700 block of Suet Road just before 11 p.m. Monday night. In this case, a crane had to be called to assist with the removal of the tree. And in a third incident, that occurred around 1 p.m. on Wednesday, October 31st, county firefighters responded to a reported injured person in the 1600 block of Homewood Road in Annapolis. In this instance, county firefighters found an employee from a local tree contractor doing work at a residence in this area was struck and killed by a falling tree damaged by the recent hurricane.
Thanks, Chief. Well, I tell you, Kristin, it feels like I've never left this desk.
I know.
We had a little bit different desk the last time.
You were on a marathon, sir. That was crazy.
It's about keeping the public safe. It was actually very enjoyable.
It was, and I have to admit, I was really nervous about driving in on Monday. But I have to say that it was really impressive and quite exciting to see our call center in action. I've only been in there when no one's been in there, we haven't had a crisis going on, and to see how everything's run so effectively, how we provide service to everyone, it was just amazing. So I'm glad I got to experience that.
Yeah, our folks really did a good job. The Emergency Operations Center stood up for about 48 hours total at full staffing levels. I mean, we had 30 to 40 people in there at each time. Really hats off to those folks. Denise Rogers for keeping everybody fed.
The eggs, thanks Denise.
And those wonderful eggs. Captain Passman, Acting Captain Passman for taking the command.
Oh, everyone that came on and did interviews. I mean,
they did great.
From BG&E, from Foots Forecast, and no one was complaining. I know a lot of folks were working long hours without sleep. Everyone was there and ready to help.
That's what it's about, pulling together. That's what this county did. Did great. No power outages.
We didn't either. And that was crazy because we will lose power in a thunderstorm. And when we had the direct go, we lost power for days. I was calling it Frontier Town.
Frontier Town. That's a good place.
Yeah. It was actually a lot better this time around.
Probably
so.
underwater now, folks, but good place.
Well, Erik, have you gone out to vote yet?
I have not. I have not voted early. I'm going to vote on
It's kind
election
of difficult
day.
because you know, it's funny. Some people who tried the Saturday before the storm or the Wednesday after the storm probably thought for a second they were shopping for bottled water and toilet paper. The early voting sites in the county were absolutely packed. Our producer figured he would beat the rush and head out to vote on Wednesday, only to find an hour-long wait at the Annapolis Boys and Girls Club and a packed parking lot at the North County Library. Now, the governor did give us a little more time by adding today and having the sites stay open a little later. But if you have not voted by now, you need to mark your calendar for the tried and true date of Tuesday, November 6th. It's probably safe to say there will be significant turnout and lines at the polls. Remember, you have to go to your neighborhood precinct just like you always have, not the countywide early voting locations. Also keep in mind that there is much more at stake than just the presidential race. There are a slew of state and county ballot questions on issues from casinos to gay marriage to giving in-state tuition to undocumented immigrants. Plan ahead. You don't want to go during lunch hour. Go to homepage at www.aacounty.org and click on the banner at the top of the page that says sample ballot. Print it out, fill it out, take that with you. It really does help folks when you have that on you. It'll make the process go by a lot more quickly.
Yeah, don't forget to vote, Lagana.
Yeah.
Get out there and vote. And,
I vote. I always vote.
I feel that this election is just going to be huge.
It's crazy. I mean, there's a lot at stake in this election. There's a lot going on. Having this storm and watching the reactions from both candidates has been very important. There's a lot of important questions on the ballot. And as I always say, if you do not vote, you cannot complain.
That's right.
Go out there.
Even if you don't like any of the candidates on the ballot, whether it be for president, for Congress, for Senate.
I'd love to be president.
Are you reading my lines? Are you taking my cue cards? I was going to say vote for Kristin Lagana, but I can't do that.
We should have an election.
No, we cannot use public access television to advocate for any candidate.
Erik versus Kristin on the Facebook.
Oh, Erik versus Kristin.
We could have a debate.
We could have a debate. Let's do that.
That would be so awesome. We should do it.
That's a great idea. I like it.
It's on. Well, it's on.
Folks, while you think about that and ponder that debate between Lagana and Roby, there's going to be more Week in Review to come, including our interview with Ken Thompson about a great event for veterans coming up in just a few weeks. So check out our community calendar for upcoming events around your county. We'll be right back.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
And welcome back, folks. Well, with Veterans Day right around the corner, we thought this would be the perfect time to bring you the chairman of our Anne Arundel County Veterans Commission, Mr. Ken Thompson, former member of the United States Army and a federal retiree that we've actually recruited to do a wonderful job with our Anne Arundel County Veterans Commission. Ken, before we get into the symposium that's coming up here on the 14th of November, I want to talk a little bit about the commission. This is a commission that about 5 years ago, County Executive Leopold, when he took office, said, why don't we have a Veterans Commission in Anne Arundel County? And he chartered the Veterans Commission, and about a year and a half ago, we brought you in, and you've stepped up into the role of chairman, and the commission's moving very smoothly along right now.
Oh, thanks, sir. I appreciate that. It's been a challenge. It really has. I'm glad County Exec did this. I think there's only about 6 other county commissions around the state, so we're pretty happy that we've got one here in Anne Arundel County, and I think the veterans are too. We're in our 6th year, towards the end of our 6th year. We're all volunteer appointed by County Executive. We do report directly to him, sometimes through you, and once a year we present to the County Council a annual report of what we've accomplished each year. We're all veterans. We have 2 World War II vets, and the rest of us are Vietnam-era veterans. At some point, we certainly would like to get some Gulf War, Desert Storm veterans on board, and hopefully maybe the next time we do some advertising for volunteers, we'll do that. We're primarily a liaison between the county veterans and organizations, whether it's federal, state, local, nonprofit, but finding our veterans resources that help them, whether it's a benefit or whether they had a flooded basement and are looking for some discounted support on getting it pumped out, which we've done before, helping them find jobs in the county, which is, I'm sure you folks are aware that's very important to people coming back from overseas right now. But it is primarily being a liaison between veterans and the resources that are available to make sure that they know what's out there. So, and that's probably a lead into the symposium, but that's primarily where we're going.
Absolutely. And let's talk a little bit more about the commission before we tell everybody about the symposium coming up on November 14th. This is an interesting commission. It's a group of individuals. You've got some World War II veterans on there. You've got, it seems like every branch of the military, Air Force, Navy, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, everybody seems to be involved in this. It's a commission that, and looking at our county commissions, it's one that's very active in the county. Tell us a little bit about the makeup. Tell us about those World War II veterans that are on there. I know they provide some interesting stories at meetings from time to time.
They can, and they do a lot of presentations or speaking engagements at our county senior centers. We do speaking engagements at the schools. But they can relate to the kids and the senior center folks that this is what being a veteran is all about. This is where we've come from. This is what the cost has been. And this is why we're trying to make sure, as we talked before, this type of effort didn't happen in the Vietnam era. And we're happy, and I talked to all the Vietnam veterans that are on this commission. They're happy to kick into this effort now to make sure that our vets are recognized and they get the proper benefits and on a timely basis that they so well deserve. But going out to talk with the community, I had an opportunity to speak last year at Marley Middle School, and the Wounded Warriors were going to attend. They were just crushed with time between Veterans Day and Thanksgiving Day. There's just no more slots available for the folks to speak. So I brought along with us 3 young Marines. They all had served 2 tours already in Iraq. But the kids at Marley Middle School just flocked to these young folks, and they wanted to, after the assembly, they wanted to bring them to their media center and talk to them about their experiences within the military, within Iraq. Sure. So it's a really does the heart warm to see this happen.
Getting in a bit into the symposium that's coming up. This is the first time that we're going to have one in the county. What kind of vendors will be there? What kind of services can you expect if you attend? We've
got, well, we know we're not going to solve everything, Kristin, in 3 hours, but we have representatives from federal, state, and county services. Nonprofits will be there. For instance, Habitat for Humanity will be there. They'll be talking with veterans if renovations need to happen with Wounded Warrior homes or whatnot. We have a couple of therapeutic riding organizations that will be there. Wounded Warriors from Walter Reed sometimes are transported by Trucking for Troops, who will be there as well, to do some therapy, riding horses, both in Maryland and I believe out in the Eastern Shore as well. So it's going to be a full flavor. We're going to have the Department of Veterans Affairs Mobile Vet Center will be there. It's a big designed Winnebago, if you will, with all these. It's something that they do tend to bring into remote areas, or in the case of emergency, to make sure that benefits are still provided to veterans. That will be there all set up, as well as a couple, 1 or possibly 2 Trucking for Troops transport vehicles will be there. So the symposium will be hard to be missed on campus there at Anne Arundel Community College.
Yeah. So it'll be at Anne Arundel on November 14th?
Yeah, November 14th, 6 to 9 p.m.
If you're interested in attending, are there any things that you need to know? Do you need to register ahead of time? Do you need to be a veteran or?
Good point. This is free. You can drop by. You do not have to be a veteran to attend, but as we were talking earlier, this will be a wonderful opportunity for the public to come in and thank a vet for their service. Absolutely. And there will be a few VIP folks there as well. So we're looking for a good flavor, a good evening just to pass along to our veterans. This is what's available to you. get them in front of the faces of the people that provide the services, and they can build on that from there.
And this is something that you guys have been working on now, Ken, for probably 8-10 months to put this together, and you've done a wonderful job in bringing all these providers in, and I think we'll have a good showing of actually county residents, veterans and non-veterans that'll show up on the 14th. Going forward, what is the Veterans Commission's plans for 2013 and beyond?
It's really, in general, Eric, it's getting their lives back. I mean, and that means a lot of different things to a lot of individual veterans. Whether it's jobs, whether it's education, whether it's homelessness. We have an awful lot of homeless veterans in the county. There are county resources and there are nonprofit resources. They're stepping up to that to help the homeless, finding them and then bringing them back in and seeing what their needs are. For the jobs, the county is doing their job for veterans preference in hiring. Last year, I believe it was a little over 15% of the new hires in the county were veterans. Yeah. We hope to do better, of course, this year. But that certainly is much better than the 6 to 8% that you see in private industry. We love private industry to step up for a veterans preference program. But it is the jobs, it is the education, the homelessness, making sure that the veterans get their medical or traumatic stress benefits on time, so in helping them, and also just a little bit of honoring things. For instance, why not have the county businesses step up and offer discounts to veterans? It's a win-win situation, we think, for both the business and the veterans. National companies tend to do that. But for instance, Home Depot, you can go in there and you can show them your ID card, and they will knock off 10 to 15% of your purchase. I'd like to see that done, across the county.
Absolutely.
It's a good way to say welcome home, here to Anne Arundel, and thanks for your service.
Well, Ken, thank you for all your good work that you've done as chairman. Thank you to all our members of the Veterans Commission that are actually serving those that they once served with. It's a great concept, and it's a wonderful thing that you guys are doing with the Veterans Commission. Good luck on the symposium on the 14th. I know that some of our viewers out there will be attending, as will I, and we look forward to seeing you there. Great. And seeing all the hard work come to fruition. So Ken, thanks for joining us. Folks, we're going to go ahead and take a break here on Week in Review, and when we come back, we'll have more news from around your county. Stay with us.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
Welcome back. Well, Kristin, we can finally get back to normal here.
I don't think it's ever normal here.
No, it's never normal here. You're right about that. Well, we can get ready for the rest of the holiday season. We had our Halloween special. That turned out to be pretty good. Me in a witch's hat and you in a devil's costume. And I turned into Yoshi the doll.
I loved Yoshi. I want him back.
Yoshi is great. Yoshi's great.
Yoshi's great.
But now we have Thanksgiving coming up, folks, and then Hanukkah, and then Christmas, and then New Year's. It's the holiday season. But we can't forget a very important holiday coming up much sooner, and that's Veterans Day. And Linthicum is about to dedicate a new memorial. Our own Mark Chang has details in this week's Community Spotlight.
Thanks to both of you in the studio. It's a beautiful day out here in Linthicum, and we're over at the Linthicum Veterans Memorial. And with me today I have two of the board members, Miss Brenda Schwab and also Miss Sarah Francis Shea, and they're both members of the Linthicum Veterans Memorial Committee, and they're here to tell us a little bit about information about the upcoming annual dedication. First of all, Brenda, good to see you. And Brenda, could you tell the viewers out there about the story behind the memorial?
Yes, and thanks, Mark, for having us talk about the Linthicum Veterans Memorial. It's very precious to those of us who have been working on it. This started back before the centennial of Linthicum. There were several citizens who wanted to have a Veterans Memorial in Linthicum, and during the centennial year, a committee was formed, and we started working on selling bricks in honor of and as a memorial to past veterans. And anyone in the community could buy a brick, and this is how we thought we would be funding the memorial. It was very lucky that Senator Ed DeGrange and our delegates Love, Beidel, and Sophocles were able to secure a state grant. So we were able to build this memorial much more quickly than we first thought, and we really do thank them. Many citizens have been involved since then. We went from a committee to a nonprofit organization, and we have a board of directors, and we've had numerous people serve on the board over the last 3 years. Every year, the bricks that are sold are dedicated, and that's what we're talking about now, because the dedication for this year will be November 10th. And at that time, anyone who purchased a brick for a family member or friend or relative, their names will be read out along with their branch of service, and those bricks will be dedicated. This is our 3rd annual dedication. Okay. The first time we had over 600, then we had 400, and this time we have 40, but we still have space for many more.
Absolutely, and it's going to be on Saturday, November 10th. What time?
Saturday, November 10th at 11 o'clock here at the memorial.
Okay, it's on the corner of West Maple and Camp Meade Road?
Yes, that's
okay,
correct.
Great. And where can folks park?
They can park at the train station. They can also park along the road. I'm sorry, the train station is for handicap parking, okay. And then others can park along the road, and they can also park at the J. Charles Linthicum Park.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, Brenda. And Miss Sarah Frances Shea, you've been in this community for a very long time, and this year actually marks a special celebration. Could you tell us about it?
The special celebration?
Yeah. Why is this a milestone this year? Is it the 50th anniversary?
Oh, that, yes, it is. The national government has celebrated on Memorial Day weekend. They celebrated in Washington, and primarily for Vietnam veterans. I think kind of making up for the way they were treated to begin with. But I was privileged to be there, and with Secretary of Defense Panetta, presented the wreath of flowers representing the National League of Families. I'm glad that we're celebrating the same thing in this community, because there are lots of Vietnam vets here as well as other veterans, and it's very meaningful, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. I thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Sarah Frances. Really appreciate that. And going back to you, I understand there's a keynote speaker this year. Could you tell us who that is?
Yes. Secretary of Veterans Affairs, I want to get it right, Edward Chow.
Okay.
He is our keynote speaker, and Sarah Frances Shea will also be speaking on behalf of Vietnam veterans' families. Great. I do want to mention that the land for the memorial was donated by Vernie Linthicum and her family, and it is now county property. It has become a county park area, and we're very thankful for that too.
Okay, great. And yes, ma'am.
Bernie's husband was an Army doctor in World War II.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, for the viewers out there, I'm sure they're marking their calendars to come out to this. How can they get more information? There's our website.
Yes, we do have a Veterans Memorial website, www.linthicumveteransmemorial.org.
Okay, great.
Okay, and also they can call Vernie Linthicum at 410-859-3117 for more information. We would love everyone to come out and be part of that ceremony. They can still purchase bricks, and they would be dedicated next year. Okay. What we want people to do that are veterans is to come in uniform that day, and then everyone else, if you can, wear something red, white, and blue so you can show your patriotic side.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Miss Brenda, and thank you very much, Miss Sarah Frances. Really appreciate it. Viewers out there, this is a great way to honor our veterans, and mark your calendars for Saturday, November 10th. Reporting from Linthicum at the Linthicum Veterans Memorial. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mark. We want to be sure to thank all of our veterans for their service to our country. And folks, try and get out there to help veterans and their families during the holiday season. We've got Fort Meade right here in the county, and lots of military personnel flying home at BWI. You can go out and thank the troops. And there's the Wounded Warrior Project. There's the Naval Academy. There are a lot of great ways to tell them thank you for all they do.
And if folks out there didn't know, Erik's a veteran too.
I am a veteran.
Thank you for all
welcome,
you've done,
Kristin.
sir.
Happy to do it.
That's right. Everyone loves their pets because of the companionship they offer us, but did you know that your pet may also be able to bring comfort and happiness to others as well? Mary Felter joins us from Morningside House of Friendship to talk about the Pets on Wheels Mom and Me program. Mary.
Thank you. Today we're at Morningside House of Friendship in the Hanover area near the BWI Airport. We're here to talk about the Pets on Wheels Life Enrichment Mom and Me program that is offered for residents at assisted living facilities, nursing homes, hospitals, and anyone senior who is alone who would like to have a visitor. I'd like to introduce you to one of the residents here. Her name is Cass Hora. Welcome, Cass.
Thank you very much.
She's a longtime resident of Glen Burnie. Has been living at the house now for about 2 years. And this is Tiger. Hi, Tiger. Nothing today here. And of course, the person who knows them the best is Karen Sider, who is the coordinator of the program. Welcome.
Thank you, Mary. Glad to be here.
And we're also happy to welcome Miss Molly, M-O-L-L-I-E, West. Hi, Miss West.
Hello, thank you.
She is our Life Enrichment Assistant Director here at Morningside. I wanted to talk to Karen today about Pets on Wheels, Life Enrichment, Mom and Me, and I know they have training coming up. It'll be at the start of each month, and the next one, because of the filming here, will be in November, correct?
Actually, we have a training tomorrow evening.
Oh, that soon?
Yes, their next training is tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. You can call for information, and then the next one would be in November after that.
Okay. Tell me, what is Life Enrichment, Mom and Me, and Pets on Wheels? We kind of know what pets are, but how about you talk about all three parts of the program? Pick the one you want.
Okay, well, Pets on Wheels evidently is a volunteer visitation program where volunteers take their dogs and visit in nursing homes, assisted living centers, and the hospital. The Mom and Me program is also a visitation program, and you would take your young child. The elderly love to spend time with the young kids. And then the Life Enrichment program is just you visiting by yourself to a facility in the county.
And Karen, what do you all expect when you have someone come for training? What are you looking for?
For a volunteer, we're looking for somebody who is very chatty and enthusiastic and wants to visit with people. And during the training session, they will learn how to do a visit and what a typical visit entails. And we talk about the dog or the children or whoever they're bringing. And then they get a training manual to go over when they go home.
You don't want them to bring the child or the pet to it at that night, do you?
No, the training is for people only.
And I wanted to ask you a little bit of history. I know you started about 1982, something like that, so you've been around a while.
Right. Pets on Wheels started in the state of Maryland around 1982. And each county in the state of Maryland has its own Pets on Wheels. We are not part of the county. However, we do reside in a county building, and we are a nonprofit, and we work under a county grant, donations, and fundraisers that we have.
If someone wants more information or wants to sign up for the program, do you have a phone number for them?
Yes, they can call 410-222-0738.
Well, I want to thank you, and I wanted to ask Cass, what do you think about this Pets on Wheels program?
Oh, I think it's great. I love it when Lily comes in here. And this other one, Tiger. Tiger's a neat dog, too. But
what kind of dog is Lily?
Lily's like a... Golden doodle? Yes, a golden doodle. And she's very friendly. And I pet her a lot and talk to her a lot. You know, and she gets along with everybody.
Well, I think you're going to find that Tiger's that kind of dog, too. We really enjoyed it. I wanted to ask you a question. I wanted to know, Molly, what do you think?
Oh, I love the Pets on Wheels program. It's really good for the residents to interact with the animals. A lot of our residents actually had dogs or cats at one point in time, so I think it's just a fabulous program.
Well, thank you for your time, and I'm going to ask Karen to repeat the telephone number so that people can call her or the other person that's in the office, Diane DeZambo, and work out the training for the program. Diane, I'm sorry. Karen, what is that phone number?
It is 410-222-0738, and if you do not get an answer, please leave a message on our voicemail.
Thank you very much for your time, ladies. We really appreciate it. And Tiger, you've been really delightful today. I've enjoyed petting you myself. I miss my own dog, so it's a delight to see you. Thanks very much for visiting with us on Weekend Review. This is Mary Felter, Department of Aging and Disabilities. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mary. So, Erik, how do you think your cats would do in that program?
My cats don't listen. They're very good. They're very good cats.
This is why I don't like
but
cats.
They don't listen.
I'm
No,
a dog person.
He's a very nice, especially the boy cat. Very nice. Comes up.
I think they know that I'm
likes
allergic.
Megan. They know you're allergic.
Yeah,
so
and they just
come after
circle
you.
around me and rub up on me.
But he likes to escape. He likes to open the door. He jets outside. I got to chase him down. It takes 20 minutes to find him and get him back in.
Dogs are just better. They're just better.
Yeah. Well, I like dogs too. I give out a lot of dog bones trick or treating.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Gotta
I
help the
love when
dogs
people
out.
give out pet treats.
Absolutely.
Great.
Well, now turning to the police beat on November 1st at approximately 1 a.m., officers from our Northern District responded to the Pizza City located in the 5600 block of Belgrove Road in Brooklyn Park for a report of an attempted robbery. Joining us now is Public Information Officer Justin Mulcahy with further details on the investigation. Justin.
When officers arrived, they discovered a 57-year-old male employee who was assaulted at the rear of this location by an unknown suspect. The victim sustained serious injuries as a result of this incident and was unable to provide any further information at this time. The victim was transported to shock trauma in Baltimore for treatment, and the investigation is active and ongoing. We're going to move on to the second incident. That one took place on November 1st, about 12:37 in the morning. That's when officers from the Northern District responded to a report of a crash involving a vehicle that struck a pedestrian on Ritchie Highway near Camrose Avenue in Brooklyn Park. Officers arrived on scene and located the 57-year-old male pedestrian, later identified as Michael Deagle, age 57, of Severn, Maryland. He was lying in the northbound lane of Ritchie Highway suffering from trauma as a result of being struck by an unknown vehicle. The pedestrian was treated by paramedics at the scene and taken to University of Maryland Shock Trauma Center in Baltimore. Crash investigators from the Traffic Safety Section responded to the scene to assume responsibility for the investigation. Initial evidence collected at the scene indicates that the vehicle was traveling north on Ritchie when it struck the pedestrian, who appears to have been walking in the roadway outside of any crosswalks and wearing dark-colored clothing. The vehicle failed to remain at the scene of the crash after striking the pedestrian and fled the area. Now, preliminary evidence suggests the vehicle is possibly a GM product with damage to the right front passenger side area, specifically headlamp lens area in the windshield. Now, anyone who may have witnessed this incident or has additional information regarding it is encouraged to call the Anne Arundel County Police Department by dialing 911 or directly contacting the Traffic Safety Section of the Police Department at 410-222-8573. Now, folks, as always, if you have any information on the incidents, any crimes or suspects that we mentioned on the show, you can also call, email, or text your tip to Metro Crime Stoppers hotline. Phone number is available 24 hours a day, toll-free at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. Or you could text message MCS plus your message to crimes at 274-637. That third option, go ahead and visit the website at www.metrocrimestoppers.net. Remember, folks, those phone calls, they're not recorded and callers remain anonymous. You might also be eligible for a cash reward of up to $2,000. Back to you.
Thanks, Justin. We want to remind drivers that pedestrians have the right-of-way, folks, in those crosswalks, and drivers must stop to let them pass. It is the law.
Well, we talked about all the holidays coming up a bit earlier in this half of the show, and in this week's Recreation and Park Spotlight, Carolyn Ryan is out at one of our favorite places during the holiday season, the Quiet Waters Ice Rink. Carolyn.
Thanks, guys. We're out here at the Quiet Waters Ice Rink where we're just about ready to take to the ice for another great season of skating. I'm joined by Jim Southward and Erik Rule, who are managing the ice rink this year for us. Thanks, guys, for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Now, the big question on everybody's mind, when does the rink open?
We were planning to open on Monday the 5th, and we're still aiming for that, but we'll definitely have some ice ready to go by Wednesday the 7th. The Sandy slowed us down a little bit with some preparation, but we should be able to be on. And our grand opening weekend will be the 10th. Saturday the 10th will be our first big day.
Great. So a little, pardon the pun, soft opening and then the grand opening
Yes.
on the 10th. Very good.
Yep.
Now, how much does it cost to get in?
The prices are adults are $6, children are $5, and skate rental is $3.
Great. Now, what days are you guys open?
We're open every day but Tuesdays. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday we open from 1 to 9. Friday we're 10 to 9, and Saturday and Sunday we're both 9 to 9.
Great. Now, you guys have got some special events coming up. Do you want to tell us about those?
Yeah, we do. On our grand opening weekend, Sunday, November 11th, we're going to do a big costume day. It's our Halloween Revisited because we weren't able to be open for Halloween this year. So we're doing what we can for Halloween a little bit late. So during the day, it'll be a costume parade. Anybody wants to come in their costumes will get a $1 discount on their admission. And then that evening at 7 o'clock starts the Zombies on Ice event, which is a big event. We're doing that with some local businesses, and we're going to have makeup artists here, and just a big fun event for people to come out and experience what a zombie apocalypse would be like on the ice.
Great. Zombies are the new big thing now.
It is, yeah, yep.
Now you guys also have some weekly specials. Tell us about those.
Yeah, we do. On Friday from 10 to 2, we have our homeschool day, which you get to come out for anybody in a homeschool program. They can come out and pay one admission price and skate for a 4-hour block. Also on Wednesdays is our cheapskate day, where up until 6 p.m. You just pay $4 to skate, and that includes skate rental. On Sunday, if you wear a football jersey, you get $1 off your admission. And on Thursday night, it's our dinner and a skate night for families to come. The admission for that is $5 admission, and then you can go to Pit Boys and get a meal for an individual for $7. So for $12, you can come ice skating and have dinner for each person in your family.
Wow. Can't beat that. Sounds like a fun evening.
Yep.
Now, you guys also have a Facebook page. Tell us about that, Erik.
We do, and the best way to keep in touch with us is through our Facebook page. Just type in Quiet Waters Park Ice Rink at Facebook and like us, and we keep that updated daily, hourly. We let you know what the conditions are. We have all our information, prices, and any specials that we have coming up, we'll have advertised.
Great. Well, thank you both for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Grab your skates and come on out to Quiet Waters Park starting November 5th. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Carolyn. I am horrible at ice skating.
Really?
I suck.
What are you
ice
good
skating.
at? You're not.
What am I good at? I'm a rock star, number one. Number two,
yes,
I'm a co-host.
Rock star, folks. Watch out for the rock star
Number three,
here.
I'm Captain Planet up in this. Yeah.
Captain Planet,
Yeah,
because of
save the
your
world.
jobs to save the planet.
Yeah.
That's your job.
But I
Did you want to be
ice skating?
Really?
Yes. Are you good?
No, I'm not very good.
I can't roller skating. I hold on to the wall for dear life. And I always wanted to be out there when they do like the couple skate or when they let the lights down and they play the disco music. No.
Nah.
I cannot do that. I'm sorry.
But you got the best job on the planet because you're saving the planet. Can't beat that.
This
Captain
is the best
America.
job on the planet.
You're
Hosting Week in Review.
You're right about that. Speaking of costumes, Captain America, I saw a Captain America out there when I was trick-or-treating Wednesday evening. I know Dave Abrams announced it here on our live show that Halloween was still on in Anne Arundel County. And I tell you, Kristin, it was a nice night Wednesday evening. It actually wasn't as cold as I thought it would be. A lot of kids out. I mean, we had in our group 15 kids.
Oh my gosh.
And I probably saw a good 100, 120 kids just in our neighborhood out trick-or-treating, having a good time.
Well, I got to say the best costume I saw was Run DMC. I appreciated that. Big blow up, the boom box, had the chains on, the hat.
That's great.
Yeah, it was great. But yeah, I mean, did your kids get a lot of candy for them?
They did. No, for them. And I got to tell you, the best house, what these folks did is they put a lunch together for the kids almost for tomorrow. Yeah, it's this plastic Ziploc bag. The only thing missing was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but it had a can of Sprite. It had a bag of chips. It had a candy bar, big giant size candy bar, and then some Angry Bird animal cookies.
They must be rich.
Everybody got one of those. I'm like, holy cow.
That's amazing.
They got
or they
lunch
work for
tomorrow.
Sam's Club.
That could
I
be.
don't know.
That could be.
That's amazing though. But did you get any of your favorite chocolate peanut butter?
I did.
Reese's? Okay.
I did.
Very good.
I did.
Very good.
Absolutely. So
I forgot I was going to bring you in one. And,
you should have. I would have said trick or treat to you.
Well,
too,
I did learn an interesting fact. That hard candy.
Hold on. Wait, late breaking news here. Kristin actually has a fact for us. Something true is going to come from Kristin Lagana.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but thanks, Erik. I'm ready. I'm talking, so I'm ready. Hard candy will last for up to about a year. Wow. And chocolate for 2, which I thought was odd. I would think it would be the other way around.
Really?
But that's what I read.
Where did you read this? In the Inquirer or in Star Magazine?
It was from BuzzFeed.com. It was like 24 things you didn't know about Halloween.
Do you know you can't believe everything that you read on the internet?
I know
Did
that.
anybody tell you that?
I know that. Like when people write like, Erik, you're an awesome co-host. And I'm like, oh, is that true?
You don't always believe that. Can't believe everything.
But they also said if you see a spider on Halloween,
you should run.
Someone watching over you, which I'm sorry to whomever was watching over me, but I am not dealing with that. Sorry.
Whoa. Okay, Lagana, her fear of clowns and spiders, folks.
Oh, a clown came at the door.
Did it? Did you run?
I freaked out, and the kid was so upset he didn't understand why he didn't get candy.
He didn't get candy?
Someone else
You wouldn't
had
give
to
him
go.
candy?
I don't like. It was a scary
Kristin,
clown.
this was probably like a 4-year-old kid in a clown
he
outfit.
was 10, and then he realized what happened, and he kept sneaking up on me.
Oh, I like whoever that kid is out there. Send me an email, please. Let me know who you are. We'll bring you on the show.
No.
We'll give you a parting gift. I'll give you a bag with a Sprite in it. Come in, just bother Lagana for me.
I don't think so.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode online anytime at www.aacounty.org. Archived episodes are available at blip.tv and on YouTube. You can also subscribe to the free video podcast at iTunes or like us on Facebook at Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more news, highlights, and clowns from around your county.
Clowns.
We'll see you next time.
I'm not kidding. No clowns.
Clowns.
No clowns.
Bring in the clowns.